Hey y'all, we are back and we have another grant. And this grant opportunity is for $1,000. $1,000 of free money that you do not have to pay back, and we love free money. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I am Ebony, a licensed attorney out of the state of Missouri, and on this channel we focus on grants, legal tips, and setting the foundation for your business to get you to generational wealth, because yes, money is good, but we want our money to serve generation after generation after generation. Check out the small business grant playlist. There are several opportunities listed there. We have no business needed grants, we have no deadline grants, and most importantly, if you're not located inside of the US, there are several opportunities, global opportunities, for you to get a business grant in whatever country you are located in. And y'all, I have launched my second book. This book is a labor of love, 130 pages, and it is the workbook. There are sample quizzes, there are fill in the blanks, there's content of preparing for the grant, if you get the grant, if you don't get the grant, applying for the grant. But on top of all of that, there are sample answers, and those answers will guide you as you are applying for grants on your own. But of course, tweak the answers. Do not plagiarize the answers. If you would like to support the channel so I can continue to provide these resources free of charge on YouTube, come on over to the Patreon. I'm going to quickly share my screen so you can see what's in there in case you want to join. Here's the Patreon. Yes, information is locked. However, once you become a member, the information will be unlocked. I post grants in here. I post cohorts. I post articles. I post anything that I think will be helpful for you while you're on your entrepreneurship journey. But we don't want to stay over there too long, because I know you're trying to figure out $1,000. Can I get this money? And yes, we are going to talk about that. Before we move forward, leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, what type of business you have, or if you have questions that you would like for me to answer inside of these videos. I am pulling the comments and taking a business and using that specific business type in order for me to do the grant walkthrough. The requirements. One of the requirements is that you have to do a video. We know a lot of these grantors have been asking for videos, but what's different about this one is you have to answer 4 questions in 1 to 3 minutes. So they want you to be as concise as possible. The questions. First question, describe your company. Second question, describe what you do and who you serve. The third question, why did you start your business? And the final question is, why should you get the money? Now, I can see how you can get all of that into 3 minutes, right? But making sure that you are concise, making sure you are only utilizing information that is going to contribute to the grantor, making an informed decision on whether or not they should give you the grant money, making sure that your personality just jumps out of the screen. Now, don't overdo it. Like, if that's not you, don't overdo it, because once they meet you and you got to keep up all of that energy, it might be quite difficult. So make it as normal as possible, but also make it appear to them that you are truly passionate about your business. You're passionate about working with them and getting this grant opportunity, and that you've done your research, because they said, who do you serve? And you know, that's really, who's your target market? Because again, you can't serve everybody. So making sure that you are taking as deep of a dive as you can within the 3-minute time constraints in order for you to answer those questions for the video. Now, the rest of the questions that you're going to have to answer is going to be written, and we're going to look at those fairly quickly. One of the items that they asked was, have you been convicted of fraud in the last 7 years? But coupled with that, in the fine print, they said it's not going to affect if you get the grant or if you don't get the grant. So if that makes you uncomfortable, then definitely do not apply for this business grant opportunity. But then they're also going to require a headshot. They did say it doesn't have to be professional, but it will be on all socials, right? So you need to make sure that whatever picture you give them is high resolution, because you don't want your picture to look super grainy and everyone else is like super polished. And with all of this AI in the world, you can get you a polished headshot to send over to them. Now, the deeper questions. The first question is, describe your product or services that you provide. They just want to make sure that you know your business, right? They want to get an idea of what you do, who you do it for, and all those good things. But making sure it's as detailed as possible, but as concise as possible. The next question, what makes your company unique? And for me, when I read that question, I read it as, how am I innovative? Because grantors have probably seen, read, experienced most things that are going to be submitted, and they are looking for what's going to differentiate you from your competition, but also wanting to make sure that you have thought about your competition and you are trying to revolutionize the market. Okay, so making sure that you are unique, you are innovative. And then describe a challenge that you have overcome. This is in most grant applications. Tell us about a challenge, and then how did you overcome that challenge? Twofold, because what they're really looking for is your perseverance, right? They're looking for somebody that has grit, somebody that is going to overcome, somebody that's going to put in the work and not give up at the first sign of a challenge, because your first 3 years in business are going to be the most difficult years that you are going to have in your business. Oh, I forgot. You must be in business for a minimum of 1 year, and then you must have 2 employees minimum, maximum of 100. And then this is for a US-based business. I don't know how I forgot that, but I'm glad I remembered before we kept going. So now let's look at this grant opportunity. All right, this grant opportunity is sponsored by Kitty Fund Mompreneur Business Grants. What I want to say, which I've said in previous videos when it comes to these types of grant opportunities, is that this is for individuals who identify as a mother. So you do not have to be someone that birthed the child. You can be a stepmother, you can be a godmother, you can be an adoptive parent, you can be a grandparent, you can be a stranger, right? And not in a literal sense, stranger, but you have no relationship to this child and you have decided to take on that role as mother. And they specifically state that it's anyone who identifies as a mother could be eligible to apply for this $1,000 small business grant opportunities. Then when we scroll down, you're going to see the eligibility requirements, which we discussed. Founder identifies as a mother, must be a CEO, president, or business owner, must have an active US-based business. Business annual revenue does not exceed $5 million, which if I got $5 million, I don't know if I would be taking an opportunity from somebody else for this $1,000. Must have between 2 to 100 employees, and then minimum of 1 year in business. You will have to fill this information out first down here: your name, phone number, the year that your company was founded, number of employees, does your company sell, and then, you know, how do you do it, business to business, business to consumer, etc. And then you can agree to text message services, because they will use text services to update you on your grant. So you're not like, do they have it? What's going on? No, you will definitely get updates once you check this box in order for them to be able to text you. Then once you hit start application, you'll be taken to the long form, which is the application. And we've went through these questions already. You're going to put your age, gender, race, number of children, and then some of the questions. Describe the product or services you provide. Share a memory of your favorite Mother's Day. Now, this is going to be something, as I said at the top of the video, this is a more personalized question. And I think, again, if you are answering your questions from a place of passion and you are evoking some type of emotion. And when I say emotion, y'all, it don't have to be that you are pulling on their heartstrings, right? It could be a funny Mother's Day. As long as it's something that's impactful that you remember, which again, this is one of those questions I answered in a previous video. The top 3 questions that I was getting is that you have to be a good storyteller in order to be successful when applying for grant opportunities, because that's what the grantors are spending a lot of their time doing, is reading and trying to be connected to the applicant. And then what makes your company unique to your industry? And then what does it mean to be a mompreneur? Again, another personalized question. You're just gonna have to let them know how you feel about it. And then what I always recommend is read the question and immediately start just dumping what comes out of your head onto the paper, and then go back and edit and tweak and do all of those things. But when you answer it expeditiously, you are literally speaking from that place of passion and sincerity. And then the challenge, we talked about that. The headshot, making sure that you do understand it's going to be used for social posts. So making sure that it is high resolution. But again, there's a lot of platforms out here that can help you tweak a headshot if you had to take it without getting it taken by a professional. And then they ask you, how do you want to submit the video? And then they actually have an opportunity on their website for you to record directly to their website. That would not be my recommendation. I would recommend recording your own video and then being able to edit it, chop it up if that's what you need to do to make sure that you get everything that you want to communicate to them in that time constraint of 1 to 3 minutes. And then would you like to script your answers? Because they recommend, which I've recommended in plenty of videos, is that you write all of your answers into a Word document first. That way you can get your character counts, you can edit it, you can read it multiple times. This screen does not save anything, okay? It doesn't save anything. You cannot go back. So I would definitely do that Word document, because if you get into the middle of this and your computer crashes, you've lost all of your answers, versus if it's in this Word document and something happens, you can just come back, copy, paste, and submit. And then once you do that, you're gonna hit complete application, and you're gonna come back here once they call you and say that you got this money, and we are going to celebrate as always. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the ebook, check out the workbook, go to the website, support in any capacity that you can. But you already know I am so grateful for all of you. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me virtually. I want to thank you for supporting the channel. And wherever you are in the world, I hope that you are having a beautiful day. And I will see you all next time.